guys, what's up? I'm Clay, and today I'm going to be doing my WWE Clash of Champions 2019 predictions video. So I have them written down here on a piece of paper. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm reading off the matches so I don't forget a match. But we're going to start with the match that really has no point to it, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's to build a rivalry, but what's the point of having a no disqualification match that's not for a title? So we have Erick, Rowan versus Roman Reigns. It's just a no disqualification match, and I pretty much think that they made it no DQ so that Daniel Bryan could interfere and say that he was responsible for everything that's been happening to Roman since the start, and it was never Rowan, it was always him. And then they'll build a rivalry and they'll end up fighting, at some point. But I'm predicting Roman Reigns is still gonna win, even though Daniel might interfere. But I'm picking Roman because I feel as though they're not going to let Erick Rowan beat Roman when they're trying to keep Roman as this, main star who can, defeat any odds and all that. So I think they'll have him beat Erick Rowan, and then he'll end up fighting Daniel at some point down the line. Even though Daniel's going to interfere, Roman will still end up winning. So my pick is Roman Reigns to beat Erick Rowan in the no disqualification match. The next match we'll talk about, we have the King of the Ring finals. We have Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable. Now, this whole tournament was really kind of pointless, and they did on SmackDown when they had Shane McMahon take on Chad Gable because Elias was injured. I don't know if he actually is or not. They had Shane McMahon take on Chad Gable, and the winner would move on to face Baron Corbin at Clash of Champions. And so I thought they were going to have Shane win, but they had Kevin Owens be the special guest ref, and he actually ended up costing Shane. And then Shane fired him. So I don't know what they're going to do with that storyline, but Chad Gable won, so now he's fighting Baron Corbin. And as much as I hate to do this, I'm picking Baron Corbin to win this match. I mean, either one of them could win. It's kind of a 50-50 shot here, in my opinion. But I'm picking Baron Corbin because I feel like they're trying to give him that push back that he used to have, where he was Money in the Bank winner, he was United States champion, he was general manager. So I'm picking Corbin just because I think that's something that WWE would do. They would have him win because then he could brag about it all the time, and then it would fit his character to where he would, talk about it every time he comes out. He'd be like, oh, hey, look, I won King of the Ring. So I'm picking Baron Corbin. The next match I have here is the United States title match. We have AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander. Now, I would love to see Cedric win, but I don't think he's going to. I'm going to say AJ, and I think he'll retain the title, but it's because it's not that I don't like Cedric Alexander, because I do. I just think he's not quite at that point yet where he should hold a main title. And that's the thing. They had Ricochet as champion, and yeah, I liked Ricochet, but again, I didn't think he was at that point, and then he lost the title right away to AJ so that they could do that whole storyline with him and Gallows and Anderson being tag team champions. So I think Cedric will lose because AJ is a lot better than them, and because I just don't think that Cedric is ready at this point. I think if he, fights a little bit more, but I mean at the same time, he is a good superstar, so he could win, but I'm gonna stick with AJ, even though I'd kind of like to see Cedric win. I'm picking AJ Styles to win. Next, we have the women's tag team title match. We have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus, I don't even remember what their tag team. Oh, Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say that Mandy and Sonya are gonna win. I think they're gonna go with some kind of storyline where they're a thing, maybe? I don't know. It's the kind of stuff that WWE would do, and I think Alexa and Nikki need to lose the titles, first of all. But I would also be okay if Alexa and Nikki won, but I'm picking Sonya and Mandy just because I think they could make a storyline out of it and make like a relationship out of it, or an attempted relationship, which then ends up costing them the titles. Alright, so I'm picking Sonya and Mandy for that match. The next match we have is the Cruiserweight title match. We have the champion, Drew Gulak, defending against Lince Dorado and Humberto somebody. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna pick Lince Dorado. He probably won't win, but heck, I love seeing new people as champions, and Drew Gulak, or Drewlak as I like to call him, he's held the title since Mania, I think. So I think it would be time that he lose either Mania or SummerSlam. One of the two, or somewhere in between. But he's held it for a while, I know that. So I think it's time he lose the title. And since I don't know who that other guy is, I'm just going to stick with Lince Dorado. I think it'd be cool because the Lucha House Party hasn't held any title. Well, Kalisto did when he was by himself, and then he held the NXT tag titles with Sin Cara. But Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado haven't held any titles since they came here. So I think it would be neat to get that kind of, and these will be the luchadors that are, the future of the company. And so I think it'd be nice to start getting them in the spotlight now, to start building up their careers, so that they could be the next Rey Mysterio or the next, I mean, they won't be as good as Rey. Nobody's as good as Rey, but I think, if these are going to be the future luchadors of this company, they need to be at that point. And so I think by letting them start getting in the spotlight a lot more and winning championships, winning the tag team titles, will put them in that spot, because they've been doing this storyline with Rey Mysterio where he's been talking about retiring. And so I think it would be a good idea because they're trying to keep him around until Dominic's ready so that he can team with his son. I think it would be a cool idea if you had like Lucha House Party as tag team champions, and you had Rey and Dominic fight them for the tag team titles. I think that would be a good idea. Whether or not WWE will do it, probably not, because it would make sense. But I'm going to say that Lince Dorado is going to win, because I think they need to start hyping them up a little bit more. So the next match we have is the Intercontinental Championship. We have the champion, and I hate saying this, the champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz. Anybody that knows me knows I completely 100% do not like Shinsuke Nakamura. It's not that he's a bad wrestler, because he is good in the ring, I just don't like him. I don't know why. I can't really explain it. I just don't like Shinsuke. So I'm picking The Miz to win because he's my favorite superstar ever. He is awesome. And so I'm picking The Miz. I hate seeing Shinsuke as a champion. And I don't know why. I just don't like Shinsuke Nakamura. So I'm picking The Miz. SmackDown Tag Team Championship match is next. We have the champions, The New Day, versus a Raw tag team of The Revival. I know they're doing this whole, I don't even remember, a wild card rule, which is stupid. But seriously, do you have no other teams on SmackDown, like Heavy Machinery, that could fight for the SmackDown tag team titles? I guess not, because you're having it be The Revival, who's a Raw tag team. Whatever. But I'm picking New Day to retain the championships for that. And on the subject of tag team champions, let's move over to the Raw side, where we have the champions, Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. Yes, Seth Rollins is a dual champion as the Universal and Raw tag team champions, versus challengers Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. This is the most random tag team match I think I've ever seen. But I'm picking Roode and Ziggler. Again, just like Shinsuke, I hate Dolph Ziggler. But I think something's going to happen between Strowman and Rollins because they're fighting each other for the Universal title. One of them will end up fighting or costing themselves the tag team title so that he doesn't have to be partners with, his rival at that point. So either Strowman will cost them, or Seth will cost them, or both of them will cost each other. Something will happen. So I'm picking Ziggler and Roode to win the tag team titles. Now we have the SmackDown Women's title match. The champion Bayley defending against Charlotte Flair. I'm picking Bayley to retain because, and for the Raw Women's title match, we have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Now, I love Becky, but I'm picking Sasha because I think they're going to have the heels be the champions for a little bit until something happens where all four of them have to end up teaming up. Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, and Sasha all have to team up, because they wanted to do the 4 horsewomen angle. So at least for now, I think they're going to have, and with Sasha returning, and I think they're going to try and make it up to her for making her lose the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania. So I think Sasha's going to win the Raw Women's title, so that's my prediction for that one. Becky versus Sasha Banks. I'm picking Sasha. And then the SmackDown Women's title, I'm picking Bayley so that the heels can be champions. So Bayley will retain, Sasha will win the Raw Women's title. Moving on, we have the WWE title match. We have Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. I don't know why it has to be Randy Orton, but there's nothing wrong with Orton. There's plenty of other people on the show that you could be giving a shot to. But I'm going to say Kofi because of everything that's been going on, and because Orton's been saying how Kofi doesn't deserve it, and, he's not good enough to be champion. And so, last time they fought when Orton was champion, Kofi lost to him back in 2009 or whatever, 2009 I think it was, or whatever it was, 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. So I'm going to pick Kofi to retain. I don't know who's going to end up fighting him and, beating him for the title at any point, but I'm not thinking Orton's going to win the title. And because I know Survivor Series is coming up, I think they'll end up doing either Seth or Braun versus Kofi, which will be a good match because they do, Raw versus SmackDown. So they'll end up having, one of them face against Seth. And on that note, I think it'd be even better for the Raw Women's Championship if Sasha and Bayley both won, because then they'd have to fight each other at Survivor Series if they do Raw versus SmackDown. But anyways, back to the WWE title match. I'm going to say that Kofi retains because Orton's been saying stuff about him, and because I just feel like Orton shouldn't be in the spotlight at this point. When you got all these newer stars trying to come up, it'd be like bringing back John Cena and having him win the Universal title. It just wouldn't work at this point, in my opinion. So I'm picking Kofi to retain. And then the last match I believe that we have is the Universal title match. And we have Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. I'm going to pick Seth to win just because Seth just won the title back at SummerSlam off of Lesnar. And so I think he's going to retain because I don't think they're going to give Braun the title. If they do, that'd be awesome. I mean, I don't care either way, whoever wins this match. I like both of them. So I really don't care who wins. But I'm picking Seth to win just because of the fact that he had just won the title. And I think they're trying to, like, hype him up. So, like, if he beats Braun, it would be like, oh, look who I beat. You know, he has bragging rights over Braun Strowman. But at the same time, I think something's going to happen where The Fiend will interfere in some way and cost either Strowman or Seth the titles, and then he'll get a shot at the title. So, I mean, that would be cool. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know. And I've heard rumors that The Fiend might, you know, try and fight for the Universal title. So I don't know if he's going to interfere in this match or if he's going to just, like, show up on Raw and attack Seth and then get a shot, or Braun, whoever champion is after Sunday night. So I'm picking Seth to win, and I hope they do something, because this is Clash of Champions where every championship is on the line. So I hope they end up doing something like Michael Cole hinted at on Raw with the 24/7 championship. The champions are true. I obviously can't predict right now if he's going to be champion at the end of the night, and I don't know if he's facing anybody, so I can't really tell you, like, who I would predict for that match. But I love the idea of the 24/7 title. I've been saying for a while that they should bring back the hardcore title, which, if you don't know, was pretty much the 24/7 title of the Attitude Era. But every match was like hardcore, and they, you know, you could win it anywhere, and it was always on the line. And I love that idea. And so when they brought back, I don't like the name of the title, the 24/7 title, but or how it looks. But I love the premise of the title and the fact that it's the it is, you know, 24/7. They could have fun with the championship and just have it be wherever, you know, and that's pretty much what it is. It's a good way to get more of the lesser known stars on TV. Where you have Jinder and Bo Dallas and Drake Maverick and R-Truth and all them trying to win the 24/7 title, and they have funny segments for it. And so I think that right now is what's making me want to watch Raw and SmackDown every week, because I want to see more of the 24/7 title. Now, I'm not saying they should, you know, push it where it's a big deal, but I love seeing what they come up with for the 24/7 title. And so with this being Clash of Champions, I think it would only be fitting if they had the 24/7 title be on the line, which they probably will. I just don't know how they're going to do it, or like who will win, so I can't predict that ahead of time, because I'm not a psychic, unfortunately, and I don't, you know, I just don't know, because there's so many people in the company that could win the championship. So those were my predictions for WWE Clash of Champions 2019. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. let me know in the comments, you know, what your predictions are for this pay-per-view. Let me know if you agree with my picks, if you think they're wrong and you disagree with me or whatever, or who you think should win the 24/7 title if they do something with that. And be on the lookout for Steven's video because he'll be doing his predictions. So we'll have 2 separate videos. This is part 1 and then he'll be part 2. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Check out everything else we got on here. We're trying to do all different entertainment type of stuff. So, you know, if you have, we'll do movies, TV shows, wrestling, whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.